Hi, I am Sydney Park Smith, and I am with Open Stage Theater and Company, and I was nominated for the role of Barbara Fordham in August Osage County. The role I totally nailed, I believe, to be Janice in Italian-American Reconciliation. She's one hell of a woman. She stands on a balcony and really lets her ex-husband know why exactly they broke up, as well as people in neighborhoods as well. Just really dig this woman. She was an operatic character without ever having to sing. The role with the best costumes for me was when I played Irene Adler in Sherlock Holmes. I was very lucky because the costume designer is also my best friend, Rebecca Spafford, and she made me look incredible. Corsets and gorgeous fabrics, and I also had the gorgeous hair because of Denise Freestone, who was my hair designer. And it was I just looked incredible. One of those rare moments on stage where you know you look really good all the time. The role that scared the hell out of me was Agnes Egling in Bright Room Call Day. It was really the realization that being in that circumstance and not knowing who Nazis were or what they were going to do, and the fact that she was so terrified that all she could do was die alone in her apartment. It was the realization for me as a human being that being put in that situation, I don't know what I would do. When all along I thought that I'd be the strong one out there fighting. You never know until you're in it, really. Role that was a blast. Sylvia Fowler in The Women. Not only is she one of the cattiest, fantastic characters I've ever played, we had a Saturday matinee a while ago with Open Stage, and it was our last Saturday matinee ever. So myself and all the ladies decided to mark that last matinee by touching each other's boobs and touching our boobs as many times as we could in one show without the audience noticing. It was fantastic. Let's see here. The role I was chosen. Here we go. The role I was totally wrong for, Hermia in Dead Man's Cell Phone. Now, not for the reasons you think, like I just didn't fit the role. I physically did not fit the role because I was asked to play the role when another actress dropped out, and I actually was 6 months pregnant when the show started. And if you know the show, Hermia's a drunk. So there was a lot of confusion with some audience members who were actually worried for my unborn child when I was acting like I was drunk on stage. The role I was funniest in, I think, is Catherine the Scottish maid in Boston Marriage. I'm not even going to attempt the Scottish dialect now because that's horrifying. But I will tell you that being able to play this sad, ridiculous woman, all she wants to do is make people happy, and those two women just tortured her. And between facial expressions and just schlumping around on the stage, I think I was pretty funny. The role most like me is Katharina in Taming of the Shrew. If you know me, I don't need to explain. But I was cast in the role for a reason, and it's because well, I'm not going to swear, but I don't take a lot of bleep from anyone, especially the boys. And she's a killer role. I had such a good time with that. The role least like me is Scraps in the play Talking With. This is a woman who was obsessed with the Wizard of Oz, but beyond that was so afraid of who she was and how people viewed her, and so afraid of the outside world, she hid under this patchwork dress and a mask, and all she did was clean her house and take care of her children. And I do those things, but I also get out an awful lot, and I'm obviously not afraid to show people who I am. The role I felt sexiest in was as Vikovich in Anton and Show Business. In this show I played 3 men, and Vikovich was a very sexually driven Russian director, and I basically wore a unitard and strapped the girls down and was packing some heat and had facial hair. And the thing that was sexiest for me about it is I got to let go of all of my feminine constructs of beauty, and it didn't matter to me if I looked pretty or not. It was very freeing. The role I love with all of my heart is Barbara in August Osage County. I read the show 8, 9 years ago and have been in love with the show ever since, because there's not a show like this where women are written in this way, in such an honest way. And she's close to who I am in ways that were even hard for me to take when I started rehearsal. And also, I got to say things like porking Pippi Longstocking. You never get to do that on stage.